Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pop. This video tutorial in Ubuntu Basics shows you how you can use LibreOffice Writer to manipulate images, pictures, inside of a word processing document. I'm also going to be showing how you can manipulate frames, which are containers of text inside of a LibreOffice Writer word processor file. I'm going to open up a word processor file here, and the way I did this was pretty quick. I'm using Unity. You hit the Windows key and F, and that allows you to search for a word processor file or anything else you want to. F would be a file, and Windows key A would be a program. Let me get out of that, and I'm going to go A is an application, and then Windows key F is a file, and here is the one that I want to open up. This is LibreOffice Writer. It's very much like Microsoft Word, and this is an extremely large word processor file with several hundred pictures in the file, and also it has frames of text. As you can see down there, there is one in yellow. Now I'm going to orient you around many different aspects of what's cooking with this word processor and what you can do to use it to full advantage. First of all, the files all have a suffix of ODT instead of DOC. DOC was Microsoft Word's suffix, and the suffix here, the last name, is ODT. Now you'll notice there's a little bit of a frame around here where I can see my screen. Well, I'm going to go full screen right now, and there the whole thing is full screen. There are different things you can do besides that with Ubuntu. I'm going to go Control-Alt-6 on my 10 key, and that makes it a half screen over here. And if I go 4, well, that's on the other side. If you hit 4 repeatedly, it gets smaller and smaller, and then it goes 3/4 of a page, 2/3 of a page, half of a page. And then if I hit 5, it's the whole page. 5 again, it gets smaller. 5 again, 5 again, 5 again, 5 again. And then, you know, you can put it in the corners. You can put it in the other corner with a 7. That one was a 9. It's very logical the way this works. Now, you won't be using that all the time, but you can also, while holding down Control and Alt, go to the next screen. I have my computer configured with 9 screens because that's the shape of my screen. I mean, I've got 9 of them. I am going to be talking about these pictures, and I'm going to also be talking about text frames, and there is a new feature in LibreOffice Writer where over on the side here you've got a sidebar, and here I have got the headings. The main menu up here allows you to look at headings or the Navigator. Navigator is F5, and the sidebar, both of these are checked. So I'm going to turn the Navigator off, and now it just shows the properties. Well, that's the properties. That's what's showing right now. That's character, paragraph, and page. And you can diminish these as needed. These are also all available up here at the top, so it's kind of confusing. You use them as you need them. If I go here, this is style and formatting, and then here this is like clip art stuff, and then down here is the Navigator. So I've got the Navigator, and then I've got styles and formatting. You can also have both of them showing. I've got styles and formatting showing, and if I hit F5, let me show you where that is also F5. That's the Navigator. So, and then F11 is what makes the styles and formatting come up. I'm going to just use the key F5, and I'll show you what it looks like. And there it is. Now look, they're side by side, and because they are side by side, they take up half of the screen, and you can't really see what you're doing. But what you can do is you can go over here, click on this, and undock. And now you've got styles and formatting as a separate movable window. And again, you can go Shift, Control, Alt, right arrow and move it over here, and then Control, Alt, left arrow and right arrow to go back and forth between styles and formatting. But I don't want to do that, so I'm going to go Control, Alt, Shift, left arrow and move it back over here. But what I'm going to do is move it right here. It didn't work, sorry. Try it again. Undock. I'm going to move it. It's not working. The way I'm doing it is incorrect. Undock. There. Now, I've got one on top of the other. Did you see how tricky that was? Now, you might ask yourself, what in the heck is this guy doing? He's got styles and formatting and the Navigator. Why in the world would you want to do that? Well, actually, I'm going to be using it to very good purpose. First of all, I've got styles and formatting up here, and I've got different kinds of styles. And some of the styles are going to be these darn pictures. And the frames, well, one of them here is just, that's the default one. It just says frame. And then you can make new ones. If you right click the frame, you can put a new one in here, and it'll start off with all of the frame stuff. Let me show you. And this is just the default frame, and you can change these parameters around. First of all, you're going to give it a new name, which I did, and I said frame left, and then I made another one, frame auto size, and then there's a frame right, and then I made an image left and an image right. And when you do that, you're going to change around the spacing. Is there going to be space on the right, or is there going to be space on the left? And also on the type, are you going to have it over on the left? If so, there's space on the right. If you're going to have it on the right, well, then there's space on the left. You can also tell it how wide you want the frame to be, or let's close this one. And on frames, you can auto size them. Let me click on this one, and you can see modify. Let's just go modify. It's at least 1 inch wide, but it auto sizes the width. All of them auto size the height. I put this frame on the left, and on my wrap options, I just said 1/2 inch right margin if there's anything at all, and then I put 2/10 of an inch to the top. So let's play with this, and I'm going to show you how this works. I'm not on a frame, I'm on a picture. Well, let's go find a frame. Okay, well, we've got the Navigator over here on the right, so I'm going to go to text frames, close. Now every time I hit the next text frame, it'll go from text frame to text frame to text frame to text frame to text frame, like that. In my word processor file, I am using, the default is 12. All of my text frames, when I go into them, use 9. So that's why the text is smaller inside of the text frame. In all of my text frames, I have got a 1-point border all the way around them, and I have also got the background as a light yellow. And you can do anything like that that you want to, but I did this for a particular reason. When I have my text frames in italics, I can go into the EPUB file and just say, hey, do this for all of the things that are in italics. I'll show you that later. I am now going to go to the frame contents here in the let's see, I'm going to go to paragraph styles, and I'm going to go to character styles, and now I'm going to go to frame styles. Now this frame right here is 4 inches left, and then this frame here is auto size. Well, let me change it. I have to hit this frame so that the green borders are being shown, and then I don't want to auto size it, but I want to go frame 4 inches left, and that's, look what I have, it pops. And then when I go here, it auto sizes, it pops. The same thing works with the graphic images, the pictures. Graphics means pictures. Image means pictures. A frame means a rectangular thing which can have a border around it if you want to, with a colored background if you want to, but it's basically holding text. Now this is confusing because although this is a frame and it's full of text, and although it has a border around it, and although it has a colored background, you can also put a picture inside of a frame. You can also work backwards. You can put in a picture, and then when you hit a caption which goes underneath the picture, basically all you are doing is creating a frame around a picture. In other words, the picture was first in this instance, and then when you hit caption, you're creating a frame, and the frame is the text. Let me now go to the images. I was on text. I'm going to go to graphics, and now I'm going to go next picture. Now here's a picture, and it's highlighted in green, and if I hit L, image L, it moves over. You see how it works, and you can decide where you want to place all these things. Here is R, and that's where it was. These pictures, all of them, are anchored to a blank line, and which I created, and the blank line is a paragraph. And every single picture, if I right click on the picture and I go to the image, it's going to tell you it's anchored to the paragraph. And on this one, you see I said 4 inches, and it's going to be to the right of the page, top, and the wrap, because it says right here, it's going to say left on the wrap to leave ½ inch. Optimal. Let me move it around and I'll show you what the other one looks like. Boom. Now this one, right click, image, and see this one, it says leave room on the right and place it on the left. Those are the only differences. When you import the picture, you're going to have to go to compress image, and do you see the original size is this big and the view size is this big? You need to make them coincide. Hit enter, and now they will be correct. Otherwise you'll have this huge gutter around the picture and the picture will look small. When you convert these ODT files into an EPUB, the EPUB is going to have a few characteristics that are different in appearance from the ODT file. The ODT file you can of course print out, and I'm going to go to print preview, and you can see what the darn thing looks like. Well, that's fine, great. But occasionally as you do this, you're going to see some overlapping pictures, and you're going to say, well, what the heck's going on there? Well, see, when you print something out, it's not the same thing as when you look at it in reflow mode. Reflow mode is well behaved, and the printed page is way different. So I'm going to now close this whole file. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to open up Calibre. And Calibre is the program that converts. And you sometimes have to fuss with it a little bit. I got to find my Calibre here. The other thing I could do, remember, is Windows key and A, and then type in cal. See, I got it right here. I've got a gazillion things over there. Perhaps you noticed I have way too many things over there. But that's just me. The other thing, Windows key A. Now just type in C-A-L, and it's going to find Calibre, and there it is. And then you click on it. And Calibre is on my computer, it's a very slow to load program. I have this very, very old computer, and unbelievable how long it takes to load certain things. But then again, I'm experimenting. I've got 8 gazillion things in Ubuntu loaded, so I may get some things that are causing it to slow down. I've already got that file in here, and I want to delete it, so I'm highlighting it by hitting the number, and then I hit the delete key, and then I go right arrow, OK, and then I hit it's gone. Now I'm going to add a book, and here it is again. Then I hit enter, and this is adding in the ODT file. This is not yet converting it to an EPUB. I've got it in now only as an ODT file, and then I'm going to, now I could go to edit metadata and put in some comments and stuff like that, but let's see. I'm just going to hit convert, and I've got my thing set up so that it converts the way I want it to. So I just hit enter, and it takes a couple of seconds. Remember now, this is one huge darn book. Oh, this one is not the one that's 8 megabytes. This one is only 2 megabytes. But still, that's pretty good size. This one was 9.6. I've got one here that's 26.2. Lots of pictures. You can make them smaller by compressing the pictures too. And sometimes I do that. Alright, I'm done. I got the EPUB. I'm hitting open it, and you just hit it once and it takes a while. Sometimes if you get impatient and hit it twice, it'll load the viewer twice. Well, I've got it on the right side of the screen. Control-Alt-4 puts it on the other side of the screen, but Control-Alt-5 makes it full screen. Right arrow, right arrow, right arrow. Now, nice picture. I'm kind of sort of editing the thing. And oops, wrong picture. See what's wrong there? It is moved over and not leaving enough gutter. And this one, what's wrong there? I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have to fix that. Okay, now here is one that I don't have the 1 point border around it, and it's at the bottom. Oh dear me, what happened to all of my 1 point borders? That's what you have to do when you make these things. You have to go back and forth and look at them, and then redo the calibre EPUB conversion. And sometimes you got to do it 10 times. I'm putting like quotation marks inside quotes inside of the frames, and the pictures go left and right, left and right. For the most part, I put most of them on the left, and I don't like the way these things look, so I will go in there and fix everything. I have a whole bunch of videos in Ubuntu Basics on YouTube. My name is Pop, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.